The Florida State Board of Trustees will discuss the Seminoles' future, and the result of the meeting is expected to produce a legal filing as an initial step and an exit from the ACC granted rights. This is per multiple sources on this: Ross Dellinger, Nicole Auerbach, Brett Murphy, Pete Thamel. And you gotta keep in mind, if they want to plan to compete somewhere else for the fall of 2025, it has to be done by August 15, 2024. As we all know, they got snubbed out of college football playoff as an undefeated team, and they decided, you know what, the committee is going to go with the 4 best teams and not the 4 most deserving. It's so, inconsistent on what they do, but that's besides the point here. As we all know, the legal steps aim is to grant rights a legal document within the ACC between the two parties, like until 2035, 2036 academic year. And the maneuver comes less than a month, as we all know. Like I said, they got snubbed out of college football playoff. The first undefeated champion left out of 14 college football playoff. The week's potential legal move is not expected to serve as a notice of departure from the ACC. Any departure from the ACC would have to be more than a year away. Like I said before, it has to, if they're going to do something for compete elsewhere in 2025, you have to do it like in 2024, August 15th to be exact. And while the 20-year agreement was then to be a positive for the Teals, length has caused an upheaval within the ACC, as other power conferences, namely the Big Ten and the SEC, have signed new, more lucrative media rights contracts over the next decade. SEC and Big Ten are projected to earn considerable more in revenue distribution, as much as double as those in the ACC. I can tell you this: Florida State's not the only one that's wants to leave either. If Florida State could get out, somebody else will. Like Clemson, North Carolina, Virginia, Miami. That's just naming some teams right there. And for a year now, the Florida State officials have publicly lobbied their threats of eventual departure from the conference from the school's president, Richard McCullough, saying in August they're very serious to consider the move. In the same meeting, a former Florida State quarterback, Drew Weatherford, a member of the Board of Trustees, said it's not the matter of if we leave, it's, in my opinion, it's a matter of who and when we leave. And this is perhaps like deterring into action. After all, they got snubbed as an undefeated conference champion. And we know the latest realignment stuff, ACC gained Cal, Stanford, and SMU, despite aggressive pushback within the conference. However, as we all know, the 3 against were Florida State, North Carolina, and Clemson. Yeah, Clemson's another team on the list to potentially be on the move out. And we know that the Big Ten added Oregon, Washington, USC, UCLA. And the Big 12 added Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and Arizona State. It's not including this year's additions in Cincinnati, BYU, Houston, and UCF. And the SEC will obviously add Texas and Oklahoma. And they were the first domino in all of this conference realignment. Let's just be clear about that. And we know that the expansion for the ACC was probably in preventive measure that don't get reduced in the number of money. In the spring, the officials from 7 ACC schools met multiple times to examine multiple ways to exit the conference, even studying dissolving the league entirely. Those discussions ended publicly in May. However, FSU's desire and others to break free has been constant for many months. And lawyers from FSU and Clemson have spent the last several months exploring to realistically break the free of grant rights. While many consider grant rights unbreakable, some believe that the schools will try nonetheless to find an exit path. And we know that the Big 12 has the new TV deal and agreed to settlement with Texas and Oklahoma a year early for $50 million apiece for each of those two schools. The ACC grant rights include similar language to that document. However, FACU would be leaving as many as 10 years remaining on the contract. If the ACC and ESPN did agree to any kind of settlement, breaking the grant rights would considerably cost, with estimates as much as $500 million. That would be in addition to the $120 million owed to the league in a separate fee. And we know it's no secret within college athletics that Florida State and other ACC programs want to find a way to leave and have deeply explored obtaining future funding through private equity means. I mean, you gotta have the money to get out. And the ultimate question, there is too this question: where would Florida State and any other departing ACC school land? The SEC and Big Ten, they're the most attractive options, have signaled a hesitancy to add any additional members, but such statements have been made before, and we know the Big Ten publicly pushed back on another round of expansion before they added Oregon and Washington, which essentially killed the Pac-12. Let's just call it that. Or the Pac. And the changing environment in college athletics makes an unpredictable landscape moving forward, creating possible avenues for exiting ACC programs, a new governance structures along the way, for instance. And we know that the NCAA president, Charlie Baker, proposed the creation of a new FBS subdivision geared around providing athletes with direct school compensation. This is not like they're going to for sure leave. They're just in the discussion with the Board of Trustees about their future. And the result is expected to produce a legal filing as initial step to exit from the ACC grant rights. And I will put the article by Ross Dellinger in the description below so y'all could read it. We're going to wait and see what happens to Florida State and all the ACC schools that won out. It's like, when are they going to leave in all this? And maybe they're going to have to wait till like 2029 to 2032 just to not have so much buyout. But still, we have to wait and see. Anyways, if you like this content, like and subscribing. I'll see you guys later on the road to 600 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more. So I make money out this course. Liking the video, commenting the video really helps the YouTube algorithm, so more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It's free. Hit the notification bell as well. And I'm sure the ACC will try to backfill if they lose any schools down the line. I'm sure they will. They don't want to go away like the Pac-12 and all this.